Oh, poor puppy. Oh, I hear you. You'll get a beat on in just a second. Hold on. All right, there's the last one. There she is. Fiona de Saint Bernard. Keep it. Wow. There. Did you get your attention? Huh? Demanding little thing. Oh. Anyway. How's it going this morning? Trying to get everything started, sorted. Even started early and still managed to be 10 minutes late. That's all right. here. It's all good. It's all good. What is going on this morning, happy people? Huh? A little hot already this morning. It's already, what is it? It's already 73 degrees in downtown Meeker, Colorado. It's not that hot, but it's definitely uncomfortable. Of course, maybe it's the hot coffee too. I don't know. Might be. Oh, all kinds of things to talk about this morning. Thought I'd like the tagline and some of the things, the Emperor's New Clothes. We'll get to that when there are a few more people to talk about it. Oh, because y'all know how much I love to talk about politics. For those of you that don't, that means not at all. But anyway, while we wait for a few people to file in, I'm going to end up getting another cup of coffee. Let's just say that. If you're over on Facebook or YouTube, there's our Twitch address. We're getting the most response out of Twitch. So I'm thinking about just moving the whole show over to Twitch and just having one location to concentrate on. Not getting a lot of comments, getting a few 3-second views, some 10-second views on Facebook. And YouTube's YouTube, so one day there'll be 50 people and the next day there'll be nobody. So if you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you need to leave me some comments. Let me know that you actually want to see it stay on there before I end up discontinuing it. If you have a Twitch account or you don't know what a Twitch is, go to twitch.tv / you know what, we need to update that. That's not our address. We got rid of the gaming and just put, so let's get rid of that. We'll fix it right now on the fly. We'll pretend like I didn't put it up there. So the Facebook season medic broadcast part is going away September 1st regardless. I'm not going to add the, I might broadcast it from a second computer or whatever once we're all set up in Florida with a primary computer, but is going away September 1. Add caption. There we go. Twitch.tv / seasoned SCAZND MEDIC _TTD. So we get the most interaction there. We actually have our affiliate on Twitch now. We can start accepting subscribers, have subscriber streams. I want to do the subscriber Netflix night and also subscriber. For those of you that are Prime, you can subscribe to a stream. You get one free subscription every month, but you have to renew it by hand every month. So if you are a Twitch Prime member and you're watching the stream and you don't support another streamer, you can always support me. We can look up how to get you to be a Prime member, and then you can go through and add me in as your sub. That way we can actually watch Amazon videos, and that too as a subscriber stream. That's something that I want to do. There's a lot of good Amazon only stuff out there. I like to watch it. So while we're waiting for a few more people to pop in here, I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee. So I shall be right back. There we go. Sometimes we need to give people a little while all the notifications to filter out. I didn't get a Facebook to work. There we go. There's a live one right there. Let's share that out, shall we? Copy that link. One viewer so far. I'm afraid it might be me. I'm not even sure. Let's get these notifications to go out. My pages. Create a post. Click on that. Click on that. Share. No, I don't want to boost it. Gotta ask the Social Distancing Society if they are okay if I post stuff. Where's my groups? There's a paste. Oh. See, can't do it all on the computer. The computer is busy doing this. I'm barely getting it to work as it is. Go over to the bot lot. Paste. Post. Let me see who's in. DOS chat. Click on there. Got my gaming screen over here off to my left, your right. Got restream. Lots of bots in there already. Lots and lots of bots. Lots of bots. That's okay. Hopefully they're actually working. I'll take anything when I get somebody to come by and listen for a short while. Put a couple more out of here. Emergency services support. All right, let's see if this one goes through. I think this is my. I think that's Vern's group. I hope so. If not, I probably just lost a membership in a group. Never had that happen. Got a couple of new followers. Stone Mountain 64s squad had a post your link thing on Sunday, and I did, and we got Sunpool Sod 81 as a new follower, and Spying Ryan, as well as Sunpools. That's a new one. Hey, welcome. Steggy 405 was the other one from Stone Mountains Squad. Appreciate the follow. Fiona the Wonder Puppy is back. Fee. Just trying to get Jackson to get out of this room, apparently. She likes us to all be in one spot if she can possibly get it to work. She's a St. Bernard. She's not a herding dog. I don't know why. But she's a nervous little thing, and we support each other. She's a very good, we've trained her to be my service dog. She doesn't have the best table manners. That's one downfall. She will listen. If some other dog gets up in her face, then she's kind of a little bit out of control, not quite as friendly either. So there's a couple of bad points about her being a service dog, but other than that, she's a perfect barrier. She's a big dog. And I have her stationed between me and somebody else while I'm talking to them. Plus, if I do start to have like an anxiety or panic attack, we can go sit somewhere away from people, and she will lay across my lap and be a barrier that way too. So, and that's what she does when I'm laying down. St. Bernards like to cover people, and so that pressure really helps somebody with anxiety. You would think that it would make it worse, but most of the time it doesn't. It actually feels pretty good. Gives the support just a little bit more support. Yeah. So like I was saying, we just got our affiliate through Twitch this past Friday. Did our first stream. It was just a gaming stream with a couple of friends, and our first sub was cooking Othello. He has been a gaming friend for a while. Let me get his exact so I can put a quick caption up for him because he's a good guy. His profession, he is a chef. He works in a barbecue restaurant. He does specialized smoked meats and whatnot. Let me give him a quick shout out here. HTTPS tch.tv/. First tier 1 sub. SUV Lord. Thank God for spell check. Right? Alright, here we go. Quick shout out to Cooking Othello. There's his Twitch. He does a lot of first person shooters. He does Warzone. I think I haven't seen him play like PUBG, but he does Battlefront. Any first person shooter he's good at, really good at. So our regulars aren't popping in here yet today. We've got to do some work to get ready for this move to Florida that we're starting. Leaving on the 12th. We're going to get the truck on the 11th, morning of the 11th, and packing all of this stuff. I mean, this little corner over here looks all nice and organized and whatnot, and it is, for the most part. But everything else is boxes and disassembled furniture and stress. On the 12th, we're handing over the keys to this joint, and me and Fiona, the Wonder Puppy, are heading on a 4-day trek from Colorado to Florida. Unless she's driving me completely insane, then we're going to try to cut it down to a 3-day. But probably should go 4 days so we can take our time, stop, let her out, walk around, let me walk around. Last thing I need is get some freaking blood clots or some stupid shit from sitting on my butt for 8 or 10 hours a day driving across the country. So, first tier 1, I need to edit that. Me and my typing skill, not so great. All right. Let's copy that. Can't even. Gotta just retype everything. Twitch.tv/. cooking. So thanks for the support. Make sure I spelled all of it right. Yeah, that puts us in there. Yeah, so cooking popped in like as soon as we started streaming Call of Duty the other night, and he was our first tier 1 sub out of the blue. That's awesome. What we'll do with that money is we're just going to bank it away and use it to help build our PC. And I'm going to build, once I have the parts, I think I'm going to just build the machine on stream so you guys can see what's going into it, so you can give advice if you actually have input and whatnot. It'll be a good thing. It will be a happy time. So anyway, just not some of my regulars aren't popped in here. I like to hear their feedback before we really get into the news. But before we got too far into it, let's see. Yeah. Use that shortcut to see it faster. Gotcha. I'll make sure the stuff's turned down. Oh. Well, why the hell did that not? That's weird. My share from today still hasn't shown up. That's awesome. That's always a good time. There we go. It's there. It just didn't want to show up yet. Without me forcing it to. Alright, well. Good times. Not always. Mondays are the roughest stream, I swear. Everybody's trying to recover from the weekend. They're getting their work week started. I mean, it is what it is. But looking through the users that are in chat, we've got a few people here, so I guess those that aren't here will just have to watch it on record, right? So over the weekend, there was a few news stories that kind of caught my attention from the Inside the Magic page. They cover everything Disney World, Disneyland. I just like it. We're Disney files. If you don't know what a Disney file is, well, then you probably don't have kids. So the article in question, guests accidentally sent backwards on Epcot attraction. This was posted on the 31st by Ryan Ogilvy. In a very strange turn of events at Epcot's day, it would appear that some guests got an entirely new perspective of living with the land. The attraction started taking guests backwards through the greenhouses of the popular Epcot attraction. There is a video. Once I post this on the Discord page, you guys will be able to grab a hold of it and take a look at it. Let me throw the Discord address up there. If you do join the Discord and you don't get permissions right away, just send me a quick message. That way I can just fix your permissions. Sometimes it automatically does it, sometimes it doesn't. Still pretty cool seeing it happen. That would we'd consider it pretty lucky that riders got to experience the attraction in this way. It's one of the best attractions at Epcot, and it's always fun to see something different happen, even if it wasn't supposed to. So the boats that go through that particular ride, on an emergency stop, if somebody hits emergency stop, jets of water shoot in reverse to slow everybody down to a stop, and then they pull the plunger back up and the flow of water stops. That way they can stop you before you get to whatever was causing the problem, right? Well, apparently somebody had hit that emergency stop and either didn't realize it, or there was an error and they had to actually shut down the ride itself. So people were getting sent backwards through the attraction because the emergency stop was active and was not shut off right away. So a few people got to go through greenhouses backwards, which would be very interesting. If you've never been to Epcot, they've got some very innovative ways they're growing food. They'll grow like tomatoes inside of plastic boxes so that you can have like a square tomato, a long square container for a cucumber, so that they end up being square cucumbers. You have the ability to take a tomato plant and tie a string to it, and instead of letting it crawl up a tomato cage, you can connect it to a line that's overhead, and you can have this one long continuous vine of tomatoes. As you slowly crank up the vine every day that you get some growth, you have this long vine that's supported with like a clothesline, but you can also send a wire down it, kind of weave it down, so now you've got a big long vine, continuous vine. And if you're in Florida, you can have them growing year round. So that was a pretty cool little invention. Those are the things that I remembered from Epcot, and I've only been once. So looking forward to when all the craziness is over and I'm living in Central Florida, then we'll do more visits that way. Just thought that was kind of a cool little happenstance over the weekend. Save another story. Well, here's a Florida man story. So the headline: Tampa teen accused of being mastermind behind Twitter hack that targeted high-profile accounts. It was posted on the 31st of July from WFLA Channel 8 website. A Tampa teenager is in jail accused of being the mastermind behind the hack on the social media website Twitter that caused limited access to the site and high-profile accounts, according to jail records in the Hillsborough State Attorney's Office. Scroll down. Full article. Oh, for crying out loud. Now it wants to tell me about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sorry, no, I want to know about this. So I'm going to show you this kid's booking photo. Uh, Graham Clark, his public jail photo. Yeah, that's the face of a kid that had a definitely had a history in booking photos, as far as I'm concerned. Holy crap. Uh, Hillsborough State Attorney Andrew Warren filed 30 felony charges against the teen this week for scamming people across America in connection with the Twitter hack that happened on July 15th. The charges he's facing include 1 count of organized fraud, 17 counts of communications fraud, 1 count of fraudulent use of personal information with over $100,000 or 30 or more victims, 10 counts of fraudulent use of personal information, and 1 count of access to a computer or electronic device without authority. Hillsborough County Jail records show that Clark was booked into jail shortly after 6:30 a.m. on Friday. Warren's office says the scheme defrauded or stole the identities of prominent people and posted messages in their names directing victims to send Bitcoin to the accounts that were associated with the Tampa teen. According to the state attorney, the scheme reaped more than $100,000 in Bitcoin in just 1 day. As a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is difficult to track and recover if it's stolen in a scam, the state attorney's office said. Former President Barack Obama, presidential candidate Joe Biden, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, and SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk were just some of the names who were impacted by this hack, and Twitter officials recently said that he had limited access to his internal tools after a high-profile hack. These crimes were perpetrated using the names of famous people and celebrities, but they're not the primary victims. This Bitcoin was designed to steal money from regular Americans all over the country, including in the state of Florida. Yeah. Warren said in a statement, "This massive fraud was orchestrated right here in our backyard, and we will not stand for that." Section or something. Yada yada. Yeah. Twitter support said, "We appreciate the swift actions of law enforcement in this investigation and will continue to cooperate as the case progresses," the company said. "For our part, we're focused on being transparent and providing updates regularly." That was interesting. But God, that face. I'm surprised it was just money that was the crime there. That kid looks like he was possessed or something. He looks upset. Let's put it that way. He looks a little angry. On this wonderful little bit of news. Oh, let me fix this over here. Sorry, a little technical issue. Hey, Bot Mom, there we go. She is here. What's up, Bot Mom? We were just talking about the Florida kid that got booked into jail on Friday for that Twitter hack. Yeah. Did you read about that little nugget? Uh, a Dunkin' Donuts employee was arrested after an officer found spit in his coffee. This is a news article from CNN, written by Ella Starr and Chandler Thornton. A Dunkin' employee was arrested after an Illinois state trooper discovered mucus in his drink. Haven't heard that one. Yeah. Kid hacked Twitter accounts like Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk, and solicited over $100,000 in Bitcoin. And just the cryptocurrency itself, I don't think you're going to get that back. I don't know how that necessarily works, but I mean, yeah. So, yeah, the trooper based in Chicago bought a large black coffee on Thursday. Yeah, I don't want to listen to the news right now. I want to read this. On Thursday evening, removed the lid to cool down the coffee. Thank God that he took the lid off. Found a large piece of something floating in his coffee. Vincent J. Sessler, 25, was arrested, charged with disorderly conduct, reckless conduct, and battery to a police officer, according to Illinois State Police. This is outrageous and disgusting. The men and women of Illinois State Police put their heart and soul into protecting the lives and rights of people in this state every day. ISP Director Brendan F. Kelly said in a statement, "They deserve better than this insulting and dangerous treatment for their safety. Illinois State Police officers and employees will be prohibited from patronizing this location." Immediately after the incident, the issue was investigated and Sessler was terminated from his job at Dunkin', a spokesperson for CNN was told. This type of behavior reported to us is inconsistent with our brand's values. The spokesperson said Dunkin' has a deep appreciation for police officers who work tirelessly to keep our community safe, and the franchise owner has reached out directly to the officer to apologize for this experience. Sessler is in custody at the Chicago Police Department's 8th District, and the investigation was ongoing. Some people, right? I mean, so everybody's going to reach out and say, connect this guy with protesters and Black Lives Matter and that's not necessarily the case. As a public safety person, this happens too regularly, unfortunately. And so whenever I was wearing uniform and I would go into someplace to get coffee or have a sandwich made, it was always someplace where I could see what was being done. Because there are people out there that hate ambulances, hate paramedics, EMTs, that kind of thing, for various reasons, whether it's the expense of the bills, which we have no control over, right? Whether it's they got ill-treated by one of us, or they lost a family member and blame medical or EMS people. So I was always careful when I was out in the public buying stuff. And so I would never go someplace in a uniform that I wouldn't be able to see them making my food or pouring my drink. You know, that might be part of my anxiety, but I've seen it. Bot Mom says, yeah, I've worked in a lot of food places. Never once have I thought of spitting in someone else's food. That's just disgusting. It is. It is, and that's, I mean, you know, I don't conceive of going into somebody else's place of work and, spitting on them or causing them harm while they're working. Why is it okay for, you to do that to me or them to do that to me? It's my job was out in the street, and so anyway, that's disgusting. That's just horrific. As we go along here, some of the newer people in here. Oh wow, Bot Mom just did a sub. This is why I have Twitch over here, because your wonderful Restream didn't want to tell me this. Bot Mom subscribed for 1 month to Tier 1. Appreciate it. Your number 2, Cooking Othello, was our first sub. We started the game stream on Saturday. I think it was Saturday night. Appreciate you. Within minutes of starting the stream, there was a notification that popped up, and I was just like, okay, what's happening with Twitch? Why is it not working? And it was our first sub, and my Bot Mom is going to have one of the tags on her name that said first by it, and the first 10 people they get a special badge that only 10 people on the channel get. So I don't have my badges and emotes and all of that put together. I don't know if Greg wants to take that on or not. I reached out to someone else that's part of communities that I'm part of, and I don't have that money that they want right now. Not that I don't want to pay for it. I want decent stuff, but that person had also been taken advantage of several times recently, and people aren't paying him for his work, and they really should. So let's go ahead and back up out of that one. Appreciate the support. I mean, you don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, he showed me some of the work that he was using me as a sounding board, and we were both wrong about one particular design that you actually really liked. I thought, yeah, she's kind of likes more cutesy stuff, and one was less cutesy than the others, and that was the one that you liked. And I was like, wow, cool, I like it. And I told him so. I'm like, I like it, but you might want to double check. So, but yeah, he's good at putting stuff together. We'll have to see, because there's all kinds of specifications that you have to make sure to have it the right size and all that, and 3 different sizes for some stupid reason, even though it only shows up one size, right? Oh, but anyway, I do appreciate that, really do. Yeah, tried to pay him and he wouldn't let me. Yeah, I know. And I mean, this logo that you see over on Twitch, the Viking, he did that. He just like, here, I did these. He did like 5 of them. Oops. Yeah, I will when he gets affiliate though. He can't stop me then. Yeah, that's true. Yep, and he'd appreciate it. I know he will. And we're talking about him like he's not even here. Hello, Dadpool. He's there, and Rebel. Hello, friends. The Rebel, my daughter. How's it going for you? Pop Mom. Totally weren't talking about you at all. We weren't totally talking about your design stuff or anything. We weren't. Now we're getting people filtering in here. We just finished talking about some rather disturbing stuff. Now we'll talk about something that Bot Mom can relate to. Totally the only reason why you did some design work. That's what we were talking about. That's all. This story was just for, because Bot Mom and her Fortnite adventures over on Facebook. You follow Bot Mom over on Facebook. It's the O's or zeros. So if you search Bot Mom and put zeros for the O's, you'll find her. Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 4, Cars. When do they arrive? The release date, theme, battle pass, and more. This was from realsport101.com, and Julian Sims wrote this article. So they were anticipating Chapter 2, Season 4 to kick off sometime around the end of this month, but that's not the most exciting feature to come to Fortnite. Following a series of delays, Fortnite players will allegedly be able to whiz around the map with cars very soon. The O's aren't zeros for my page, just the creator code for Epic. Okay. Damn it. And is it Bot Mom by itself, or is there an underscore and something else? Because I did get mine changed, if you didn't notice. On Twitch, it's Season Medic underscore TTB now. We took the gaming off. Dad rules instantly. Is everything okay with the designs? What did I do? It's like, yeah, she was just complaining that you wouldn't accept a payment. Okay, just Bot Mom Gaming on Facebook. So look her up over there. She does Facebook. She does Fortnite a lot. She has a lot of followers that enjoy Fortnite. She's going to branch out with us, and we're going to do some COD at some point. Even if she doesn't do it on stream, we still want her to come play Plunder with us. So you'll get more comfortable with it. So Plunder basis is to try to get as much money as possible, to try to get the most money, and like, oh my God, I would die if Bot Mom come to play with us. That's what I heard as soon as I read that, dearest Greg. Oh my God, like I would totally die if Bot Mom come to play with us. And that's how he said it. How did I know? But you still I think the rules are when it's under, right now it's under the tag blood money, you actually get extra experience points for kills as well. Some people treat it just like they're playing frickin' deathmatch, though. Instead of running around collecting money, they only collect enough to not get kicked from the game for inactivity. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it would be pretty exciting. And so as we experienced on, let's see. Yeah, exactly. That's, whoops. We have this big whole world. Let's camp. Yeah. So people that are used to playing Battle Royale, there's no circle that's pushing them to move around, so they just sit and camp and wait for, people to come bopping through that actually playing the game. But no one follows me for it, and then people are like, "When are you playing Fortnite again?" That's why you got to put like right in your title, Fortnite tomorrow, Call of Duty Plunder tonight, no bitching allowed, or something like that. Yeah, exactly. And I've fallen prey to this too. It's like some people get used to playing a certain something and then they expect it all the time. I found a couple of streamers on Facebook primarily that they were smaller streamers at the time, and they were playing a game that I am looking forward to playing. Sorry, I was reading chat again. Escape from Tarkov. And Escape from Tarkov is another one that, I don't know, Bot Mom, you might like it if you like games from the point of actually assembling the weapon that you're going to use and being able to change your features based on whatever you buy or whatever you find in game. Taking it apart, you can sell individual pieces. You're trying to amass enough money to build your hideout, upgrade your hideout, to be able to store all of your loot that you get in game or buy, and the prices go up and down based on demand, just like a regular economy would. And so it's a ground up first person shooter game, but it's not a Fortnite. You don't look at the map and go marketplace and then follow your trail to it. There are maps that you have online, but you actually have to navigate like real world. There's no GPS that's going to tell you, oh, okay, well, this is where I am on the map now. You actually have to find the features, know your way around, and learn the terminology of what people call those buildings and that. So, yeah, he's a rager. Sometimes I wasn't streaming at the time, so Disney can't get me for using their song, but I queued up off of YouTube Let It Go. So one night when he was preparing to ramp up and I tried to head him off at the pass, and we were playing with random people, and so he thought one of the randoms was playing Let It Go, and he kind of chuckled and stopped raging. And then it happened again during the next match. He's like, "Is that you? Are you playing that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. That's why I queued it up." But let's see. Yeah, my language is bad, though my stream will be 18 and up. Oh yeah. You like Dadpool After Dark, right? Exactly. That's what it was. Because he doesn't necessarily listen and yeah, and it did work. Doesn't necessarily listen. He listens to instructions. He listens to, hey, somebody's coming or whatever. But you're like, hey, come on, let's get back in. It's like, oh no, I want my stuff back. So you have to, go to another. There's some point where after you've been killed twice by the same people and they've, taken all of your stuff, that you just kind of have to go, all right, we got to let it go. If we all get killed, then the game just automatically puts us somewhere else over the map, but that doesn't necessarily stop Dadpool or Rickety Cricket from going all the way across the map again to try to find those people. And it's like, okay, we're not going to win this one. If we're not going to win this one, we may as well give it up for this round. You can, go attack them, go get your money back if you can, but the ones that really suck is after you've got a ton of money and they get at least a third or half of your money. If you've just recently gotten a box, it seems like it takes 2/3 of your money, and if they deposit it right away, they have a cash box on a balloon that's part of the game. If they get it deposited before you get back there, it's just gone. I mean, all of it. So that's just part of the fun of plunder. Yeah, he's learning to. Yeah, I'm learning to drop it and learning that when I rage, it takes the fun away. Sometimes, yeah, but it's all right. And we learned on Friday that because I'm streaming from the Xbox and it's on my account, looks like Bot Mom gifted Greg a 1-month tier 1 sub to Dadpool. Appreciate it. My fingers slipped. Such a liar. Oh, I accidentally supported you in someone else's name. Appreciate it. That's very nice. So now we have three tier 1 subs. Cooking Othello, Bot Mom Gaming, and Dadpool GYS. And the other night, I think we had people coming in and dropping out because we have our platoon tag at the front of our names, and it's the Graveyard Gaming and Streamers Underground from the Facebook group that we're part of. I think people come in, they go, "Ooh, hey, those two are together. I'm out of here," kind of a thing. It's like, oh, they're gonna expect. Yeah, thank you, Bot Mom. It really means a lot. That's really cool of you. I appreciate it. Facebook just started allowing people to buy gifted subs too. That was pretty cool. I got gifted 3 different subs to 3 different streams that I watch on Twitch over the weekend too. I just was watching and ended up getting notifications while I was watching something else. So that was pretty cool. And subs are a lot more predictable for, I think, both the streamer and the viewer, because that way you're like, okay, I've spent this many dollars. I would rather have somebody be able to keep track instead of just throwing bits out or stars out continuously, because you see some people that continually gift stars and you're like, okay, well, tonight, and yet they're not a sub. It's like, you already gifted like $10. That's 2 subs, and that's more than enough, right? I mean, course, the platforms take their cut, and the streamer doesn't get everything in there, but still, that's the one thing that makes me nervous about subs, and that is I don't want people to go overboard. That's not the point. I'll put this money towards the projects that the community will know about. Like, this will probably go towards building our computer. But it'll go to pay back the money for our computer and maybe go towards buying this, like I was saying before, the Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov is from, I think it's Battlefront Gaming. It's a Russian company. It was this little company that they didn't expect this game to take off. Their game was in beta for like 2 or 3 years, and they used funding from supporters to finish the game, basically. And it became a really big thing, and the servers were always clogged, and they were always finding problems, and then they were able to fix stuff. But it's a really cool first-person shooter game. The graphics are phenomenal, and it's an extremely hard game. Let's see. Facebook needs to fix their requirements for supporters. I don't know why they make it so difficult to get it. Yeah. So if, like this gifted sub that Botmom just did for Deadpool, he automatically gets it. And he'll get a notification when he goes into just like a little note. Oh, by the way, hey, you got this. You got gifted this. Well, Facebook makes you have to, if you don't know that you have it or you didn't see the notification, then you would never click on the support badge to know that you just have to claim it. You click the thing to claim the support that somebody gifted you, and then you have a supporter badge. But does that mean that Facebook is not going to take that person's money? If this, and then the streamer doesn't get any of that money, is that how that works? I mean, so Botmom Gaming told Medic the other day, I was happy to meet both of you. We don't know each other, but there's more support here between us three than the whole group. Yeah, I mean, it's, and personalities mesh too. Like, I'm part of other groups too, where I would never have met these people if it wasn't for this type of a platform, this type of a situation. I would never meet some of these people, right? I mean, let's see, I didn't even know you could gift that on supporters. Yeah, you can do gifted supporters, and they make you have to jump through hoops in order to claim it. And so that's where I'm like, because I'm goofy, that's why. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Facebook has now allowed gifted supporters, but once again, I put a message up here. If you're on Facebook on the Seasoned Medic page, since it's a public figure page, they won't allow me on Restream to stream for free from it because I'm a Mixer refugee. Basically, they gifted me the ability to add a 1 personal or one non-personal page or group page, and I put it under Seasoned Medic on Facebook, but it goes away September 1st. Otherwise, they want me to pay $50 a month just to be able to broadcast it to that page, and that's not going to happen. So if you are on Facebook watching this, if you are not in Twitch with the majority of the people that are watching, you need to leave me comments and let me know what venue that you're viewing on, and if you're getting something out of this being on Facebook and on YouTube, because it's being streamed live on YouTube as well. I'm not seeing a lot of reactions on either of those platforms, whereas we're getting a lot of interaction on Twitch. So if I'm able to reach people and people are getting the message, I'd like to know that they're getting the message. That way I'll continue to try to figure out a different solution to get it onto Seasoned Medic, because I'm keeping my personal page personal. I've got to have some buffers there to where personal stuff stays personal, and I need to be better about checking my personal page, because apparently my messenger got logged off, and I had told Rebel to text me what was going on at work the other day, and she did, but I didn't get it until yesterday, because apparently Messenger signed itself out, and I'd be getting 2 notifications for my Seasoned Medic Messenger and didn't realize it. Didn't realize that was the problem. Wasn't really thinking why would I be getting 2 notifications. Apparently I had done something that logged out my personal on one of them and logged in Seasoned Medic. So I missed stuff from Rebel, apologized for that. She works for Costco in Salt Lake, and they lost power, and they had to move all of their freezer stuff, all of their fridge stuff. I'm not sure what happened with it. Not sure who's calling from here, but they're going to have to leave a message. Not sure what happened with that, so let me know what you had to do there, kid. I mean, you can send it to Messenger again. This time I'll actually get it. What is going on? Somebody's messing with my music. Nobody messes with the music. There we go. Yeah, let me know what happened with that, whether you want to put it in here or you want to put it in the Messenger. I'll get it this time. But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying before, we got on the supporter craze. Apparently they're bringing actual cars into Fortnite. They had put a thing out basically saying that Epic put out, fender bender, #, no sweat. Let's see, another comment, run out of gas. That wasn't covered. Our lawyers are currently sweating the policy details and fixing typos like auto coverage instead of auto coverage. Due to this, many vehicles got taken in for inspection. We expect a few weeks till we're road ready. There's a chance the cars won't release until Season 4, but we'll have to wait and see what Epic has planned for the rest of Season 3. So keep your eyes peeled. Real Sport advises. Fortnite is a mess right now. Yeah. I mean, I downloaded their update for this last time, but I think I made it as far as the lobby one night, and you guys were hopping off, and so I'm like, all right, I don't have to play. I really don't. I just don't enjoy it like some people do. You know, it's just not my jam, I guess. Uh, Story from Fox News. It's probably the only kind of story that you'll hear from Fox News. Over 5,000 Burmese pythons have been removed from the Florida Everglades. So this was published by Stephen Soros. It said wildlife officials last week announced 5,000 invasive Burmese pythons have been removed from the delicate Everglades ecosystem since setting up the elimination programs 3 years ago. So over 3 years, they've removed 5,000 known. You're not. I know you're not enjoying Fortnite anymore, but your supporters are, and so you tolerate it very well. But we need to find a way for you to transition. You're like, all right, I'll play Fortnite this many days a week, and then slowly taper them off, so maybe their addiction kind of, you don't have to go cold turkey unless you want to, kind of a thing. But anyway, so teams with Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and the South Florida Water Management District worked together to reach this milestone effort, the agency said in a statement on Tuesday. So, unfortunately, it's probably a drop in the bucket. There was a YouTube video that I watched. I didn't post it. I'll have to post it on the Discord. There's a few different people that I follow that hunt the iguanas and snakehead fish that are invasive species. The snakeheads are really bad. They're in all kinds of waterways, and they just destroy the natural wildlife and habitat. Just destroy it. They overpower natural, normal native species, and they're eating machines. They're long. They can. I can't remember what they call it necessarily. I'll have to post the videos. I can't remember. There's a certain species. Snakehead was brought in. People from other countries or even other parts of the country will try to transplant the species that they like to fish for in waterway where they live, and it doesn't work out. I mean, it destroys the habitat. There's been lakes in Utah that have been taken over by carp and I think crappie. Can't remember exactly, and they've actually had to the wildlife has actually had to shut down an entire lake for a season and basically kill off every fish that they can to keep these invasive species from taking over all the habitats in the northern and central Utah. I think they've even done some in southern Utah too. So it's just craziness. There's a reason why those fish stay where they are. But you don't have to have a license for iguana hunting, iguana killing or capture. You don't have to have a license to fish for snakehead. but some of those videos are crazy. Snakehead are a decent eating fish, I guess. You just have to know how to butcher them. And iguanas, people do eat certain portions of the iguana, but depending on their size, they don't have very much meat mass. They're eating machines too, and they're finding that if there's always a major large iguana that dominates a certain area, and then smaller iguanas migrate in and kind of feed around them. If you take out the alpha, sometimes those other ones will go away for a time until there's another large alpha that moves into the area. I don't know, might look into iguana hunting and maybe snakehead harvesting once I get to Florida. Not sure how bad it is in Central Florida. It's been a Southern Florida thing as far as the iguanas go. I mean, people will hunt them with pellet guns, but you can just have a noose on a fishing pole line and slide it over their head, and until you tighten that noose down, they don't freak out. Talk to my fiance about it. He wants to go iguana hunting so badly. Yeah, I've just watched. There you go, and that's about all it takes is one well-placed shot somewhere towards the back of their head, severs their spine. They die instantly. Like if you're going to eat them, this last video that I was talking about, this guy caught these medium sized and like one large iguana, and they kind of hog tie him with electric tape, just like they would a alligator, and kept them alive until they got home, and then they dispatched them all while they were going to be able to harvest them quickly so the meat didn't go bad. So basically they turned the iguanas into I don't know, like chicken wings, really. They did the legs, fried them up like you better not bring me iguanas to cook, dude. Would not be happy about that. Well, maybe you do it in an outdoor type of situation. Fry them up outside. So this guy, because the back straps and that were not very large, and the sides of the back, the meat was so thin that you couldn't really harvest them. He would cook the tails and the legs, and you know instantly whether the meat is going to be good or not, or whether the thing was healthy or not as soon as you start to prepare them, to skin them. You can tell if the meat was good or not. So yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to add, or you want to send a video and you don't have the Discord, you can send it to me to look at seasonmedic@outlook.com, and we'll post it. If we think that it's something that the community would be interested in, we'll post it there in the Discord, so that way we can share it. So they're saying that they had a side-by-side, and they did chicken wings and iguana legs, and they cooked them the exact same. They kept them separate and had people try to guess which one was iguana and which one was chicken, and most everybody picked the iguana as being chicken. They really did. They're like, it's a white meat, and it really depends on what they were eating, I guess. Yeah, the thought of it, I understand. I've eaten gator before and it's okay, but the thought grosses me out. Yeah, it does. Great, Dad Pool. Have a question about streaming if I can ask it here. Sure. Thought Mom might be able to help you out with more than I can. It would be just dandy if you asked. And there are some other streamers who are lurking in the background over on Twitch here. Let's see who all is in the DOS chat. That's pretty cool. Trying to find. Okay, got my cam and gameplay working. All right. Waiting. After I hit live and pick my channel, what do I do? So this is the Facebook. Is it Facebook that you're asking this for? Because Bot Mom could help you there if that's. Did it earlier and just kept saying waiting on me. Bot Mom. Let's see here. YouTube and Twitch. So she thinks that it might be a stream key thing. So you need to make sure that you go to copy the stream key from Twitch and put it into the right broadcasting location in OBS so that it'll give it access to be able to broadcast. That's my best guess, because you're going to have two different stream keys that you'll have to copy, one for YouTube and one for Twitch. So let me think. On Twitch, if you click on your icon, this might screw things up for chat for a second. If you go, let's see, go to that icon, click on it, and I've clicked on account settings, the little sprocket. And because I'm streaming right now from a laptop, my laptop's struggling to keep up, so it's going to take a little while. Has my profile, has my banner, has my name in the bio. Oh, okay, that's not where it's at. Let me look. Security and privacy. Looking under security and privacy, not seeing it there. Connections, possibly. No, that's connections to outside. Okay, come on. keep looking here. And he's also streaming with a laptop. Yep, I remember that. Go to Creator Dashboard. I'll find it real quick here. I'm finding it. We're good. Anybody else that's actually in the chat lurking there can give advice? Anybody from Teamwork that can give advice to would be great. All right, it's taking me back to it's taking a while. That's all right. It's not bugging me. Real close to just you're not bothering us. So it's going to be you're going to be going live from the PC because it's not an app on PS4. It's because you're using a capture card to capture the video from the PS4. Oh, for crying out loud. It's bogging stuff down. It's not under channel. Oops. Streaming tools. Yeah, so well, crap. I know I can find it. It's just my system is so taxed, but it says waiting for you on Twitch. Yeah, because if your stream key isn't in there yet, it's gonna mess some stuff up. That's what it's saying on YouTube. Okay. Huh. So, let me think. My stream manager is freaking out as far as trying to pull it up, but I know that you don't use the Discord very much, but there is a group that can help you out a lot with this. They have sections just on streaming. It's called Teamwork, Teamwerk. I can try to send you a link if you would like. That way you can ask the questions. There's a couple of people in chat that may be lurking and not necessarily actively chatting. Otherwise, they'd be able to respond to you too, that are from teamwork. Shoot. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to have to do. It's not my connection on Twitch, but what just that? Just a notification from Xbox saying, "Hey, try these." Let's see. I was helping you last night, but the kids woke up. He's a good dude. Good deal. Shoot. Re-download the Discord. Yeah. They're Matty G. If you're still in here, able to listen, you have any ideas what's causing this issue, let me know. There's a few others that I'm not sure if they're actually here or if they're bots. Yeah, I was actually shocked when he answered back. Yeah. Let me look here. Click on so we can get a link to the teamwork. Matty G, if you could get me a link, that would be awesome. Mod channels, welcome. Looking. Work zone. Shoot. Let's see. So, yeah, you're right on the edge, and that's when it's the most frustrating. There we go. Dang. So yeah. I clicked on invite, but now it's locked up. Damn it. Click on teamwork. Invite. Oh boy. So Greg, what is your username in Discord? I don't know about hotkeys. I don't know about Streamlabs yet. I'm just not quite that good yet. Here it is. Copy that. So I will send Zombies Host 69. Yeah. What I'll do is I'm going to go into Messenger and I'm going to send a link to BotMom and Adaptable both. Okay. Take me a minute. See which one I'm logged in under, whether it's my personal one or whatnot. But there we go. And then paste. All right, so I sent a link to your messenger that is only good for 24 hours. And BotMom, I'm going to send one to your personal too. You can join under your BotMom or whatever, but I'm going to send it to your personal messenger. If you want to join teamwork, you can. I know everybody in the world has a Discord, it seems like. So anyway, there's that. And you can ask it in general. Say, hey, I need somebody to help me with this. I use Streamlabs, OBS. Where do I go? And they'll point you in the right direction, even just on the page, let alone help you out. So I've had nothing but positive interaction with people. So, but yeah. So I had the title on here, the Emperor's New Clothes or whatever. It was reference to an article. I made that up. They didn't. CNN posted an article from Alan Kim. Was the Sun Sentinel editor board was begging DeSantis to just join the squad. Okay. Says we're dying here. Florida newspaper says in pleading with governor to issue a statewide mask mandate. South Florida newspaper pleading with Governor Ron DeSantis to do more amid the surge. Sun Sentinel editorial board asked him to issue statewide face mask mandates, and an editorial titled "Help Us Out, Governor DeSantis, We're Dying Here." Help us out, far better than that you require people to wear masks in public than to continue fostering conditions which will force another shutdown, the editorial board said. Other states have shut down with less things going on than Florida's got going on right now. Your refusal to impose a mask order, a requirement now affecting 32 other states, is out of touch with the mainstream. A new Quinnipiac poll found that 79% of Floridians support a mask requirement, including 60% of them being Republicans, which is the party that DeSantis is part of. If that's not a mandate, then what is? DeSantis encourages people to wear masks, but is leaving it up to local governments to issue mask mandates, saying a state mandate punishable by law could backfire. Said that some local sheriffs have said they would not enforce such a law, and there are parts of the state where a mandate wouldn't make sense. Business also have the right to ask customers to wear masks, he said. Yeah, so there's a statewide mask mandate in Colorado right now. And I'm in a very small town, and I still see people, there was a video that I saw of people were trying to get others to not call people Karen, okay Karen. Every time that somebody wouldn't wear a mask, some lady wouldn't wear a mask that was pitching a fit, saying, I'm an American, I have rights, this and that, I shouldn't have to do anything that makes me uncomfortable. They were calling them Karens. And some of those Karens have actually fired back and want that to be considered a racial slur against Caucasian females. Really, Karen? I mean, give me a break. So very difficult to get people here to get on board with the mask mandate, but every business has it posted outside statewide mandate. You need a mask on to enter this business, and there's people that walked into a restaurant that I was picking up a order from, and some lady walks in with she's got a piece of paper over her nose and mouth. It's like, well, I'm coming in to eat anyway, so I don't need to wear a mask. Yeah. Dr. Fauci, the foremost expert on contagious disease process as well, he recommends that you wear goggles or a face mask too. Stalling Road 420, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in. Said that he recommends goggles, something to cover up any exposed mucous membranes. Well, backstory? What? Being it's the mask mandate and how, yeah, just stay back 6 feet. So Dr. Fauci was recommending any, exposed mucous membrane should be covered, essentially. And when on a different article that I don't have, can't be able to quote it. Um, the He said, "Well, I recommended uh, goggles and face shields from the beginning." He says, "But people are balking about masks." He says, "I wasn't going to shove uh, goggles and face shields down their throat." He says, anytime anyone says, what do you recommend? I will recommend a mask that um, doesn't allow free air to move across. And a good test of that is to hold a match or a candle, or if you got one of the stick lighters, a lighter about 18 inches away from your face. And if you have your mask on, and you can blow that out, it's not thick enough. You need to be able to breathe through it, but just to have like a we call them neck gaiters, but what do they call them? Just the tubes that people will pull up over their face and cover their ears for like sun cover or whatnot, or pull up over their head to where they've just got their eyes. We used them in the Middle East all the time. Those aren't thick enough. Now, if you have a mask on, a regular mask, or one that isn't quite thick enough, and you use a gaiter and pull it up over and you can't blow out the match, then that's fine. It's actually enough layers and small enough. Isn't it weird that they want you to stay 6 feet apart in the graves, 6 feet deep? Yeah. Well, and the whole 6 feet thing is in stagnant air or poor circulating air, a sneeze or a cough, the microparticles, the dry particles, if you will float around like the dust does in your house. And that's where the 6 foot thing comes from. But actual droplets that will contain the virus as well, if someone sneezes or coughs, it's going to travel farther than 6 feet. I just think that they didn't say, 10 feet or 12 feet or whatever, because people have a tough time doing 6 feet. People are balking at 6 feet. If you tell everybody that you got to stay 12 feet apart, some of us would be walking around with a 12-foot pole or a 12-foot stick saying, all right, if you're any closer than this, I'm going to spin around in a circle, and if I hit you, it's not my fault. It's when I repeatedly hit you that it's my fault. But the whole 6 foot thing, that's where it comes from. In other words, only be able to breathe just enough to survive, no more, no less. No, it is a matter of layering. If you have enough layers that you're stopping the free moving air from you being able to blow out a match, then a sneeze or a cough is going to, for the most part, get trapped in there as well. And a mask has, even if you're doing it right, then the particles aren't being sucked in as freely through your mask as they would be too. They're just not guaranteeing, oh, well, this is as good as an N95, because nothing replaces an N95, but you don't have access to N95s unless you want to pay a huge price. But at the same time, the people that are walking around with the fabricated masks with the valves to make it easier to breathe out, well, that's just circumventing the whole process, the whole reason why you're wearing the mask. Well, at least 2/3 of it is to protect other people from you, and the other third is to protect you from other people. So, Where let's show this. So in other words, only be able to breathe. No, that's not it. Have we stalled out on our chat here? Oh crap. I'm trying to click on Bot Mom's comments. There we go. I think if masks bother people so much that they should stay home like I do. Yeah. She hasn't left her house in 4 days. Until the other day until yesterday when I went down to get more boxes, I hadn't left my house for almost 2 weeks. I didn't have a reason to. All right. And that can be kind of a normal thing for me too. But at the same time, you know, let's see. Walmart grocery delivery. Yeah. Well, and the last 2 times that I've ordered stuff from Walmart, I ordered it and picked it up. So if I have to go to Walmart over a weekend, I will order something and then pick it up instead of going inside and grabbing stuff. But yet, when I did that yesterday, I had the boxes ordered. Kate ordered the boxes for me. And I still needed to go and grab a few things like bread and my cereal bars that I use in the morning. If I don't have time to cook a whole breakfast, then I usually just have cereal bars, and that way I can take my medication and be good. I went inside. There's a lot of cars outside, but there weren't really that many people, so it was kind of weird. So let's see. Greg brought up something else that I'm not sure here. Show it. Show. I don't want to close my Twitch on my other screen, but I guess I'm going to have to because it's screwing stuff up. So if I happen to miss a sub or something, I apologize in advance because this doesn't appear to be working out very well. I'm just going to uptake it. All right. Another thing I find funny with all the celebs being accused of being pedophiles, not one of them is denying it. Not one has started a charity for the kids, and Michael Jackson's name wasn't even on that list. Yeah, I haven't followed that story. I don't necessarily know. If you want to send a link to the articles or whatever to the Season Medic at Outlook, I'll take a look. Maybe we can talk about it. But Bot Mom apparently knows what you're talking about. She says the whole pedo thing's unsettling. Yeah. Or if you're Mr. Donuts, it's pedophile, not pedophile. In the UK, it's pedophile. They don't say A to Z, they say A to Z. Anyway, it's unsettling. I'm trying to catch up now. Okay. Something is going on and no one wants to talk about it. Maxwell was put on suicide watch. Wouldn't be surprised if she somehow ends up dead here soon. I missed something. They're hoping that people just forget about it. They don't want to call any other attention to everything right now, but trying to deny. Okay. I'll see what I can dig up, but stuff keeps getting deleted. That's the thing, Medic, everything's being deleted about it. Huh. Yeah, I don't watch live news much at all because to me it gets useless, and if I want to find the information, I'll usually just look for it. But yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, and I would be interested to find out. All right. So there's no articles about it because the media doesn't want to talk about it. It's people on Facebook and Twitter digging and finding information and platforms that are deleting related information. I see. A while ago, we got a notification we surpassed our 100 comments on the Restream chat. Congratulations to us. We're doing a lot of chat, and that's good. If you guys are new to the stream, I know that if you're already in here watching the stream, a lot of you have already clicked the follow button. But we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is noon Eastern Time, till for about 2 hours. We're going a little bit longer today. But if you click the follow button, I appreciate it. Got 3 subs already. Mom gifted one to Dadpool, and she got her own. And Cooking Othello was our very first sub. He subbed within like 5 minutes of us starting a stream on Saturday evening when Dadpool, myself, and Alucard were yeah, that's why I tell you to go to the Outlook. Go to just send it in an email to me, because that way that can't be filtered. Between Restream and Twitch, stuff's getting filtered, I realize. So that's the only way that I can get around it. Even if I have you as a mod or a VIP, certain language still gets filtered out before it ever gets to me. So, well, that might be part of why I'm having a difficult time. I have 32 notifications on 32 notifications on Twitch. Let's go to the creator dashboard, see if I can restart this sucker. See if we can get that over there where it belongs. It's trying. All right. Need to blow the dust out of this laptop. I can already smell the thing getting hot. I'll try to find something that's reputable. Classified bias. It's fucking secret, and you know it. Government is a way to say better than you. Corey Taylor. Yeah, and Yeah. Uh, so, anywho, getting more information popping up. I think Twitch is actually catching up on the laptop finally. Lets me know what's going on because I don't get it through the restream. I don't get it enough. And there's just a bit of a lag in the broadcast, so that's okay. There was something else that I was saving for us. Restream was already sending me a thing. Hey, congratulations. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. So, let's see. Got to go. Thanks for the help taking the kiddos outside. I'll be on COD tonight. Perfect. Sounds good. Maybe, so we usually go around, 9 o'clock-ish, Eastern time, bot mom. If you want to do something plunderish tonight, it's either you or Alucard. Jake likes to hop on with us. It's up to you. There's one news article that I wanted to throw in real quick before we end things. Now, I didn't have time to go to a different source, and I always laugh at New York Post for some reason. So a comedian that I like named John Mulaney, he says he loves the New York Post because the articles are written as if the writer has talked to someone who heard from a friend that something happened, and they're reporting it as if they know. That's what I find funny about his comments about the New York Post. So, out of Tel Aviv, it's a story by Reuters. So, a international story. It says critically ill COVID-19 patients make quick recovery with a treatment of RLF 100. Now this was posted this morning, yesterday morning at 5. No, yesterday evening at 5:30. Critically ill COVID-19 patients recover rapidly from respiratory failure after 3 days of treatment with RLF 100, a therapy granted fast-track designation in the United States, two drug companies have said Sunday. Geneva-based Relief Therapeutics has a patent for RLF 100 or Avipidil, RLF 100. It's a synthetic form of a natural peptide that protects the lungs. The U.S.-Israeli NeuroRx Incorporated partnered with Relief to develop the drug in the United States. In June, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted fast-track designations to RLF 100 for treatment of respiratory distress in COVID-19 patients. So let me tell you, as a respiratory therapist, when somebody is already developing respiratory distress, it depends on what the cause of that respiratory distress is, whether or not this medication would work for them. Okay? So let's go on with the story. While phase 2 out of 3 clinical trials, it's only with 70 patients. So that's not a huge sample size. It's not a very great, valid study. RLF 100 is being administered on an emergency basis to some patients who are too ill to be admitted into the actual trial for this drug. The drug was not developed for COVID-19 specifically. It's not it's not an immunization. It's not a form of antibiotic or antiviral. It is a synthetic peptide replacement for patients that are in respiratory distress caused by a lack of this particular peptide. So, first report of a rapid recovery under emergency use was posted by doctors from the Houston Methodist Hospital, the company said in a joint statement. It's a 54-year-old man who developed COVID-19 while being treated for rejection of a double lung transplant. He came off a ventilator within 4 days of treatment with RLF 100. So he was already immunocompromised and had complete lung transplant from a donor. So chances are he had a disease process that wasn't related to an infection in the first place, like cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, people are missing a chloride chain in their bodies, which affects them. They're unable to sweat really well. They're unable to clear their own secretions. They are basically building up fibrous tissue as their lungs get damaged, and it's not just in the lungs. It can also affect other smooth muscle areas, so like in the abdomen and all of that. So cystic fibrosis is, mom, yikes. It's a nasty disease, and as a respiratory therapist, I've treated a lot of people. As a student, there was whole wings of university hospital in Utah that were just cystic fibrosis patients, and some were even segmented farther onto a different unit if they had any other infection, because cystic fibrosis patients are usually immunocompromised when they come into the hospital in the first place, because of all of the retained secretions that they have. They're unable to clear their secretions because they're missing this chloride chain that actually helps to hydrate their lungs to where they're able to remove the secretions, and then the solidified secretions damage the lungs. Their lungs become unable to elasticize anymore. They get solid. So that smooth-ish respiratory muscle turns into scar tissue. So when they get to a certain point, if they meet qualifications and criteria, they can receive a complete lung transplant from a donor. So this person was 54 years old, and he was able to get a lung transplant. The life expectancy of someone with cystic fibrosis was like 29 years old, not too long ago. I mean, within the last 20 years, if you were older than 30, then it was amazing that you were still alive. Now, people are surviving into their 60s, 70s without too much trouble, as long as they stay on top of it. And every person with full-blown cystic fibrosis ends up in the hospital for treatment 3 or 4 times a year. They just call themselves the maintenance they're in for their 50,000-mile checkup. So this guy was the recipient of a transplant in the first place, and he developed a COVID infection, and he had positive results, able to come off the ventilator after 4 days. If you are put on a ventilator with full-blown COVID infection and you're that far gone, the prognosis for your survival is not very good. So Kate and I have talked about it, and we've decided that if either of us gets COVID and need to be put on a ventilator as the only next treatment, we're probably not going to do it. Probably going to go ahead and let it run its course. Either we make it out or we don't. Because less than a third of people that go on a ventilator in an informal medical discussion, less than a third of people will come off of that ventilator if they survive. The other 2/3 just die. 2/3 of people die. 1/3, if they survive, they'll probably never come off. If you're on that ventilator for longer than 24 hours, you're probably not going to come off that ventilator if you survive. That's just reality. And so the rest of this article says similar results were subsequently seen in more than 15 patients treated under the emergency use clause, the company said. Two companies also said, and independent researchers in a biocontainment laboratory in Brazil reported that avidiptal, or RLF-100, blocked replication of SARS coronavirus in human lung cells and immune cells. So that was done on a living person. It was supposedly a study that can be replicated, I can't say that word, a replicable study. So that's one medication on a fast track. Damn. Hold on here. I think maybe I got a package that just showed up. I want to make sure nobody's bashing on the door. Be right back. Perfect. Dog's come in for her loving. Come on, pop up. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with, sweetness. Oh my girl. Kisses. Kiss. Oh, that's so much. That's so much. Want a quick hug? Come on. Oh, oh. Okay, are we good? Not yet. We still want your face on the camera? It's like, yeah. This dog has more followers on Facebook than I do. I'm not hawking your website either. I don't need to be upstaged by the service dog. I don't. Go, girl. Say hi, everybody. It's like, yeah, you don't know it, but I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, Not kind of a big deal. All right, have a kiss. Nobody can kiss you. Oh, okay. Mwah. Love you. And she's done. That's all she needed. So that was a FedEx package with my with my son's birth certificates. We had to order birth certificates so we can get his passport renewed, so he can get an ID, so that he can remain in compliance with an actual ID. Yeah, figured that out the other day, and it was a whole stress thing. But anyway, FedEx guy threw it in the door, pounded on the door, and took off. So, good times. Yeah, respiratory issues are scary, and yeah, smoking, the whole vaping thing. Well, vaping, it's better than smoking. Well, actually, it's not. It causes other stuff, especially depending on where you get your vaping fluid from. I'll jump up on the soapbox briefly. You can get something called popcorn lung from vaping, and the reason why they call it popcorn lung is workers in a microwave popcorn factory that were injecting the oil into the packages and sealing them. There was small amounts of oil that was being essentially nebulized or put out into the air with every package, because it's put in under pressure, right? So workers started to yeah, exactly. It may or may not be better, but it's still not good regardless. Workers were developing respiratory issues, and essentially that oil, since there's already natural surfactants in your lungs, I'm just going to totally bore the crap out of all of you with this. There are natural surfactants that are in your lungs already that have a oil-like protein to them that help keep your lungs open, keep the alveoli, the little grape-looking connections, the actual air sacs where oxygen exchange takes place, keeps them open, keeps them from sticking to themselves. Well, when you add this oil into it, it causes those surfactants to distribute less. Therefore, the alveoli were having a tough time staying open, and the smaller airways were becoming clogged while trying to lubricate or send this surfactant around the lungs to keep them open. And it developed either kind of another mucus plugging type situation, or like little honeycombs of lung. Oh, I've got Fiona hair floating around my face since I gave her a big old hug. It's a problem with the beard and a dog that sheds continually. So yeah, that's only one of the things that vaping causes. Yeah, none of it's good. I mean, Kate and I use a hookah from time to time. Oh yeah, shedding issues. We all, every big furry dog person has issues. Kate and I use a hookah with shisha, Middle Eastern tobacco. Some people call it Turkish, but Middle Eastern tobacco that's mixed with fruit and fruit juices and whatnot. We pretty much use only one brand, and it comes from the United Arab Emirates, actually, where we lived. It comes from a smaller province, a smaller emirate, um, near Amman. Um, we don't do it that much. It's not good. Well, okay, let's see. Haven't smoked hookah since I was 20 and on drugs. The thought of it makes me cringe now. I used to enjoy it though. Yeah. And yeah, when you associate it with certain things, like Kate smoked for a time when she was going through her divorce from her first husband, and she used to go to little casinos out on the Nevada border, and she used to smoke and play poker, not poker, blackjack. So now, if we go to a casino and she doesn't have that desire to go play play blackjack as much, because she also doesn't have that drive to smoke either. She associates the two things together. So, and with her asthma, we shouldn't be smoking anything anyway. But there was a place in the Emirates that used to take, and they would pack like snow cone ice around the pipe, and cool the smoke even more. So that was probably, and it made it easier to smoke longer, and so that's not good. But it was really good. Not good for you, but the taste and whatnot was so much better because it was cool, humid smoke, essentially. And used to like that. But there were also several public service announcements and whatnot in every taxi cab that talked about the increased risk of getting cancer the more you smoked shisha. So the apparatus is a hookah, the tobacco was called shisha. The more shisha you smoked, because you could smoke it longer, people were actually smoking more tobacco than they would normally smoke in cigarettes. So, yeah, because you can pack that thing and you can just sit there and smoke for a couple of hours, changing the charcoal out of the top. So I could see how that probably was very easy to do. Anyway, so that was where I was going with that, the ROF 100. One drug that's out there that's being researched. It's on a fast track, but it's not a cure for COVID. Let's make sure that that's understood. Now, I'm a licensed respiratory therapist right now in the state of Colorado. I have an associate's degree in respiratory care, and I am a nationally certified paramedic, currently licensed in Colorado and Utah, but I'm not going to re-up my licenses in Colorado and Utah. I'm moving to Florida. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not licensed in mental health. I am a mental health advocate and patient. And I want to be able to help people through the mental health process. If they have questions, they have concerns, if they want to know what the processes are like to go into therapy, that's why I'm here. Um, Therapy, in my mind, should be and could be just like doing maintenance on your car. Everybody should go in for a tune-up every now and again. In my personal opinion, uh, a lot of people could benefit from just a little bit more therapy. Um, and that includes myself. Uh, got a couple of new followers. Welcome, welcome. If they talk, then I'll mention their names. Other than that, there is a 10-minute time frame to help people from joining a chat real quick, saying something that is a bannable thing, and then taking off. That's why the 10-minute time limit, in case anybody that's just recently joined is wondering why. Ooh, I didn't notice this, and I wasn't on. I wasn't on long enough, probably. Had a panic attack on my stream last night. That was the first. Thinking about going to therapy again. Well, sorry to hear that you had difficulties last night. I didn't see it. I watched for a while, but then I got distracted by actually playing games, or no, watching other people play games. I never even turned on the first weeks. I never turned on my Xbox. Even when I said I was leaving to go play games, I actually just watched somebody else, and I had your stream up for a while, but I missed that part. I turned off my camera for a while. That seemed a little safer. Yeah, I was participating in a tournament for Call of Duty for a streamer group that I no longer sponsored by a streamer that I no longer follow, nor do I recommend anybody follow them. But I had a panic attack in the middle of the tournament, and I had to leave. And Cooking Othello was the team leader for that particular team, and so they had to go through the rest of the tournament. We were only maybe halfway through, and yeah, there was prizes and stuff, but I never expected to make it far enough to get any kind of a prize, because it was awarded based on number of kills and blah blah blah. And my stats aren't that great. I just play to have fun, and they knew that. But yet, for some reason, I felt like I was doing terrible. There was some younger participants. Welcome in, Made Canadian. There were some younger participants that, even though everybody else was like, "Hey, it's cool, man, it's cool," it wasn't cool with them. They were too competitive, and I freaked out. What I should have done is just stayed on stream and continued to freak out, but so people could see how long it would take me to recover. But in that moment, that's not what I was thinking. In the moment, I was thinking of how embarrassed I was, how I was letting people down, and blah, blah, blah. And you have those illogical thoughts that I do of such a failure for this or that. It's a stupid game, for crying out loud. Logically at the time, though, I ended up, I hyperventilated and I passed out. I actually fell out of my chair and whatnot. I wasn't hurt, but I started hyperventilating and wasn't thinking clearly enough to bring myself out of it. Actually, I did. I hyperventilated and I passed out. So that was the first time in a long time that it got that bad. But I made it. I'm still here, Bought monsters. Yeah, it used to happen a lot. I remember you saying last night, I think it was, that you used to get anxious, hyperventilate, and pass out. Yeah. So control your breathing. When you find yourself hyperventilating, the hardest thing in the world to do is probably the best thing for you is taking in deep breath through your nose, holding it for a count of 3, and then blowing out through pursed lips like you're going to whistle, but I wouldn't recommend that you try to whistle. Letting it out as slowly as you can, and then a count of 3 before you take in another breath. That prevents you from blowing off all your excess carbon or all your carbon dioxide. It's not excess, it's part of your acid-base balance system for your body. Let's try to geek out respiratory-wise again. And if your breathing drive is based on your oxygen level, unless you have a different disease process, which I won't geek out with for you right now. Once that O2 level is at 100% for a long enough time, and your body senses that you don't have enough CO2, they're like, all right, if you're not gonna slow your breathing down, we're gonna reset. It's like your body finally just says, screw it, hits the escape button, and you faint, and then you're able to relax, your airways relax again, you're breathing at a normal rate, and then you build up enough CO2 and you come around. Tends to be what happens. I landed in the ER many times by friends and family that didn't realize what was actually happening. Hell, sometimes I didn't even realize what was happening. Anxiety is weird. Yeah. Anxiety is definitely difficult to deal with. It's hard. Yeah, a nurse said that it can also happen from an adrenaline drop. Yeah, I mean, depending on hormones are a whole nother ball game too. Yeah. Adrenaline, your adrenaline system. So if you break down adrenaline, it's basically saying add renal in. Your cortex, the outside part of we're just geeking out on medical stuff today. Well, I am. Your adrenaline's actually produced in your kidneys. Everybody thinks that it was produced in your head or in a gland somewhere near your head, but it's actually comes from the cortex of your kidney. The more I spout off medical terms and whatnot, I feel dorkish. But anyway, if you have an adrenaline problem, it can manifest in a lot of different ways. President Kennedy had a disease process that he had a lack of adrenaline. He had Addison's disease and had to take medications and very frequently had to take respites and have medical treatments, and not a lot of people were ever made aware of that while he was president. She tried to explain it like there was a buildup of adrenaline, and then when your brain finally realizes there's no actual threat, it drops quickly and causes you to feel unwell and pass out. I could buy that. I'm not aware of that type of condition, but yeah. So Kennedy had an Addison's disease problem, and he didn't have enough adrenaline, and so it would cause them different physical ailments. Made Canadian said a little while ago, like your new logo, by the way. Yeah, Dadpool did it. Dadpool made it, and yeah, he went to school for graphic design, and he's been in a cooking situation. Can't remember if he said he went to cooking school too, but yeah, that's what he'd been doing recently. He's trying to, or waiting on a job where he can actually be outside and moving around and whatnot. So in a landscaping type situation. And it sounds like the other guy that I play COD with him, Alucard, or he just says Alucard, but there's a U in there somewhere, but it's Dracula spelled backwards. So even when you say Dracula, it's still you. But anyway, I'm not going to argue with him. Jake, he's in a landscaping type situation where he's a foreman for a company, and he's trying to get Greg, if he doesn't get that other job, to come work for him as a decent employee. They both have history of working together as cooks for the same restaurants. So, but appreciate that. The Viking thing, my family history comes from Sweden. Sorry, I just kept wanting to say Scandinavia. Scandinavian country, but so my ancient relatives on my mother's side were possibly Viking type nomads, but my maternal grandfather was from Sweden. So figured it was appropriate. He liked it. Kate likes it. My wife said that it looks, with the white beard and whatnot, it looks very appropriate, very gamey. There was another one. I don't think I can put it in here to where you can see it, but if it was a face with headphones and dark glasses with a little bit of gray. If it had a little bit more gray and a white beard instead of black with some white in it, it would have looked. I like that one too. It's just couldn't quite manipulate it right to make it look right. So anyway, good times. I do like this. So those of you that are in the chat, but not chatting, if you haven't clicked the follow button, I'd appreciate it. There's quite a few people in here, and the views are going up. I'm shocked how many people are showing up. It's great. We're up to 75 followers. That's great. I mean, we're gaining people daily. I'm gaining almost as many bots in the chat, it seems like. But the stream is growing every day. We get people interested. The more people we can get interested in talking about mental health, talking about what's happening, and as far as the news goes, and discussing things that tend to make people feel, triggered, or they don't understand everything, or topics that make them feel anxious. If you talk about something that makes you feel anxious in a room full of anxious people, we can identify with that, right? I mean, we can help each other digest that information better. My diagnosis is severe clinical depression with social anxiety and panic disorder manifested by post-traumatic stress injury. I say injury because a disorder sounds like something that you can treat and have it go away. PTSI doesn't go away. PTSD doesn't go away. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't go away. You work on getting through it and maintaining it every day. This stream helps me out immensely. It gives me a reason to get out of bed. It gives me a reason to get in the shower, have something to eat, take my meds, and present myself to an audience as someone that understands that someone does this every day. And I'm going to share in the future some of the ways that I de-stress besides just the gaming. I'm adding gaming streams back in because I want to, not necessarily because they're my huge forte. I'm a gamer more than I'm a streamer. Okay, I play games and I chat and I have fun. If I don't have fun, I don't play that game. I would rather be known as the guy that chats and sometimes plays games than the guy that streams and is terrible at games, but then has a talk show every once in a while. You know. But besides gaming, I also do artwork, and I make things out of wood, whether it's to paint for art or to make them functional, like a piece of furniture or some type of useful item, usually out of reclaimed wood. That's kind of what I like to do, thinking of keeping something out of a landfill or out of just being thrown away, and turn it into something useful. Makes me feel better than if I just run out to the hardware store, buy a bunch of wood, and now let those other trees go into the landfill or not get used for anything useful. So I do that. So those streams are going to come in the future too. We may turn some of the talk show ones into artwork, and I'll be maybe doing art while I'm talking about these subjects, and it will both be more profitable as far as stress relief, and maybe, depending on if people want to help out with the shipping, maybe we'll give away some of this artwork to followers and to subs or whatever. You know, I've got a lot of stuff. Colorado people from Colorado love the Colorado flag. They love it. I have so many Colorado flags right now that I'm going to give away, made out of wood and painted by hand, that I'm not taking 10 Colorado flags to Florida. I'll take the 2 or 3, but that way, if people are interested in accepting that as a giveaway, and depending on what shipping would cost, if they want to, help out with the shipping, if they live far away, or hey, if it's more than $10 to ship it, then if you'll pay the difference, I'll send it to you, kind of a thing. We can do that. I do landscape type paintings too, Bob Ross style. That's my daughter gave me a Bob Ross energy drink that she purchased somewhere. I have other Bob Ross stuff that my decor and everything is in boxes. And that's why I'm not doing the artwork right now, and why I'm not building right now is everything is getting boxed up or is boxed up, ready to head to Florida. So gaming and this chat has been my stress relief, because I'm not out fishing either. I'm not out hiking and whatnot. I really should be, because I'd probably be healthier than I am right now. But yeah, I really enjoy doing this. We're going on, it's almost 1 o'clock here in Colorado. So I am probably going to get off here and get some lunch. And then I have to do a couple of projects for a friend of ours. Basically, I'm going to go build a little house to put over top of her water pump so the sun doesn't bake the black motor and burn it out from the outside instead of it burning out from the inside from use. She tends to have a problem with it overheating and frying the electrical before it ever seizes up because of the heat. So I'm going to build her a little dog house to throw over top of it, and she needs a screen door mounted. And says I want to make a house with fans for my husky since he won't come inside. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Well, if I don't know what kind of place we're gonna have set up, so like I'm thinking about boxing up my table saw and basically taking it apart so that it'll transport easier. And depending on what kind of a place we have, if I don't have a garage or I don't have a place where I can get it filled with sawdust and paint fumes, then it's probably going to stay in storage for a while. But if we get it out and I have a shop, maybe I can help build parts of it. So we build part of it on this stream, and maybe you guys build part of it, or we build it to be able to be taken apart and put back together on this stream, or you get some other people to build other parts of it, and then you put it all together on your stream. I don't know. That sounds kind of complicated when I say it out loud, but it sounded cool in my head. A lot of things sound cool in my head. But, Stalling Road 420, appreciate you being here. Appreciate the support from other Teamwork Discord members as well. They've been filing in and out. It's been great. He's literally been under the shed in a giant hole he dug himself almost every day for the last couple of months. When I try to call him out to come inside, he just back talks. Yep. Yeah, I get it. He's a talker. Huskies are awesome. Awesome at back talk. My big stuff, she's a whiner. She will whine until you finally figure out what it is that she wants, or if I finally just lose my shit and tell her to go lay down. If I've already fed her, if I've already taken her outside 5 times, if I've already, checked to make sure she has water, and she's still whining, then she incurs the wrath of Medic, for sure. But so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some lunch. I'm going to go work on some projects for our friend Debbie, and she needs a screen door mounted. She has one. It might not even be the right size, so I got to go measure that up, and that way I'll know if I need help from my boy or not, and we'll get her set up, and then start to get the rest of everything that's left in boxes to throw into the moving truck on the 11th. We're getting down there. We've got a week. Got a week to get our poop in a group and get it in a box. But I appreciate you guys showing up. I really appreciate all of you that have participated in the chat. We've got well over 100 comments. We're probably past 200 as far as comments on Restream software. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube and you actually like the content, even if you're watching this recording after the fact, let me know that it's actually making contact with you. The Facebook coverage is going away September 1st as far as me using the Restream software. They'll want like $50 a month for us to use Restream, and while it would allow me to put my panels and things up and make it a little bit more professional after we have our computer set up, I may just stop streaming on Facebook and put up the recording after the fact. Same thing on YouTube. Instead of streaming live on YouTube, if I'm not getting any views, I'm getting views after the fact sometimes, but it's sporadic. So I can put up recorded versions after the fact and even edit them down for time. So if you're watching it, let me know in the comments. You don't have to necessarily say anything live in chat if it makes you uncomfortable. But I'd like to thank Bot Mom for coming by. Appreciate you. She gifted a sub and she became our second sub officially today. So we have a total of 3 subscribers. Cooking Othello, appreciate him. He bought the first sub within like 5 minutes of me starting a stream on Saturday nights. Stalling Rug 420, appreciate you coming in, participating, giving some support for the stream. It's been great to have people from Teamworks Discord come in and check stuff out. Made Canadian, missed getting on last night as far as gaming or whatever. Took a night off from that and just actually watched some other people game and kind of took a night to just chill out. So maybe Greg's going to be on later tonight. Maybe we can get on together or whatever. We'll check that out. Rebel, appreciate you poking in, saying hi. Dadpool, as always, appreciate you. Like I said, we'll be on later on Call of Duty. Maybe I'll stream it if there's interest. We'll see. Bot Mom's going to try to get into Plunder with us. Not sure if it's going to be tomorrow night or one of these nights this week, but she's got to try it with us. I know that she'll have a fun time. And right now, Plunder's trios, Blood Money trios, so there's not 4 slots to fill. So we'll see who's interested and who gets in tonight. And everybody else from Teamwork that's lurking in the chat, I appreciate you. All of our new followers, appreciate you. We're up to 75 now. We've gained 15 followers in less than a week. That's awesome. Actually, it's more than 15 followers. Seems like we were just at 50 last week. So, you know, we've gained somewhere between 15 and 25 followers in the last 10 days. So it's been great fun. I'm going to let you guys go, and as usual, I would like you to have a great day, not just because I said so, but because you guys deserve it. Appreciate you. Definitely be back Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 noon Eastern Time, and we'll start this all over again. But appreciate you. You guys have a great day.